There is a number in your family that nobody says out loud, not because it is a secret, because it has never existed. No one in your bloodline has ever crossed it. No one has ever been close enough to it to even feel it coming. That number is $1 million. And the reason you are watching this right now, the reason something in you clicked on this video at this specific moment, is because some part of you already knows that you are the one who is going to change that. Not your cousin, not your sibling, not the next generation after you. You, now. This video is going to show you exactly how that happens. Not with hype, not with shortcuts, with the actual truth about what separates the first millionaire in a family from every generation that came before them. Pay attention. This is the 7 minutes that changes your family tree forever. The first thing you need to understand is that the ceiling was never real. It was inherited. When you grow up watching the adults around you treat money as something that causes stress, rather than something that builds freedom, you absorb a belief without ever being taught it directly. The belief is this: people like us don't end up with more than people like us started with. Nobody said those words to you. Nobody had to. You saw it in the way every big dream eventually got smaller. You saw it in the way ambition was treated like arrogance. You saw it in the way the future was always discussed in terms of surviving it rather than building it. That invisible ceiling is not a wall. It is a habit, and habits can be replaced. The second thing you need to understand is that becoming the first millionaire in your family is not about income. Two people can earn the exact same salary for 30 years. One ends up with $1 million. One ends up with a payment schedule. The difference is never how much came in. The difference is always the system that decided where it went. A spending system takes every raise and absorbs it. A building system takes every raise and compounds it. The building system is not complicated. It is not glamorous. It does not require a finance degree or a wealthy mentor or a lucky break. It requires one decision made before the weekend arrives and one automated transfer that moves before you can spend what it carries. That is it. That is the entire foundation. One decision repeated consistently for long enough becomes the thing your grandchildren inherit instead of the thing you inherited. Here is what that decision looks like in practice. The moment any money enters your account, before it touches anything else, a percentage of it moves automatically to somewhere it cannot easily come back from. Not a savings account you can transfer out of in 30 seconds on your phone. A retirement account, a brokerage account, a vehicle that requires friction to access. You set it up once, you do not touch it. You do not negotiate with yourself about it every payday. You treat it exactly the way you treat your rent, as a fixed cost that is not optional, not negotiable, not available for debate. Start with 10%. If 10% is impossible, start with 5. If 5% is impossible, start with 1. The amount matters less than the system, because the system runs whether you are watching it or not. And the thing about a system that runs whether you are watching it or not is that time becomes your most powerful asset. Not hustle, not intelligence, not connections, time. A 22-year-old who moves $200 a month into a total market index fund and never stops will cross $1 million before they are 60 without doing anything else. Not because they are extraordinary, because they started a machine and left it running. Most people never start the machine. They mean to. January is always the month. The raise is always the trigger. The right moment is always just ahead. And then one day they are 45, and the right moment has been arriving for 20 years, and somehow it keeps getting postponed, and the gap between where they are and where they could have been has become so wide it no longer feels crossable. You are not going to be that person, because you are watching this video at whatever age you are right now, And you are going to do one thing before this week ends. One thing. Not a plan, not a vision board, not a conversation about eventually. One account, one transfer, one system. Started today. The third thing you need to understand is that becoming the first millionaire in your family will cost you something that has nothing to do with money. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you certain conversations. It will cost you the version of yourself that stayed small because staying small was easier than explaining why you refused to. Your circle will not always understand what you are building. Some of them will make jokes about it. Some of them will go quiet in a way that feels like distance. Some of them will ask when you are going to get serious about your life while you are in the middle of the most serious work of your life, quiet, invisible, compounding. You do not need them to understand. You need them to still be there when it is done. So you stay humble, you stay consistent, you stop explaining and start building. And you remember this. The loneliness of the process is temporary. The result is permanent. Here is the final truth that nobody in your family ever had access to. Wealth is not a destination that some families are allowed to reach and others are not. Wealth is a direction, and every single month you move money into a building system instead of a spending system, you are walking in that direction. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not the wrong kind of person for this. You are exactly the right person, because you are the one in your bloodline who stopped accepting the ceiling as a permanent feature of the sky. You are the one who looked at every generation that came before you. People who worked hard and loved their families and did everything they were supposed to do inside the walls they were given. And you decided that the walls were not the limit. You are the first. That title comes with weight. It comes with loneliness. It comes with moments at 2 a.m. where the whole project seems impossible. But it also comes with something that outlasts every difficulty. It comes with the knowledge that every child who carries your name after you will start in a room with no ceiling. They will look up and see open sky and assume that is simply what sky looks like. They will never know you built that for them. And that is exactly right. That is the whole point. Start the system this week. One account, one transfer, one decision that echoes forward through every generation that comes after you. The coffee can is gone. It ends with you. And everything that comes after you begins right now.